Today is the 98th lesson of the series, Japanese for Beginners. And today we are going to discuss quite a few topics. These include nanimo, dokoemo, demo, nimo. That means all these applications of the mo particle. Then we will discuss about do desu ka. This is an expression to ask something. We will look into that. And finally, we will look into the de particle. Although we have discussed the de particle earlier, but today we will discuss another aspect or another usage of de particle. So let's begin then. So we begin with nanimo. So if you recall uh, some of the previous lessons that we did recently, dare ga kimasu ka? So dare is used for interrogating or asking who. Dare ga kimasu ka means who is coming, or dare ga ikimasu ka, who is going. Then we have dare to kimasu ka. Dare to kimasu ka means who are you coming with. So this is dare to. Dare ga dare to. This we have learned earlier. Then we have dare mo kimasu ka. Dare mo kimasu ka means is anyone coming. Then we have dare mo kimasen. So dare mo kimasu ka was an interrogation. It was a question. But dare mo kimasen is a statement which indicates no one is coming. So daremo kimasen, no one is coming. That means when we use daremo to state something, then the verb will be negative, and which would mean no one is coming. Daremo means no one. So since no one, so it should be kimasen. Dare demo kimas. This also we had learned earlier, which means anyone can come. So dare demo is anyone. That is demo when used after dare, it indicates anyone. Daremo is no one. Dare demo is anyone. Then we discussed about nande kimasu ka. This is how are you coming or why are you coming. So it can give both the meanings. Nande. Nande can mean how, nande can mean why. So depending on the context, it varies. This we had learned earlier. So today we are going to look at nanimo and dokoemo. So if you now relate these two with these above, so they have uh, resemblance with daremo. So like daremo, nanimo and also have some similarities. So we will look into that in today's lesson. Kino nani o tabemashita ka? So this is the question that we discussed in the last lesson as well. Kino means yesterday. Nani o tabemashita ka? What did you eat? So what did you eat yesterday? Kino nani o tabemashita ka? Kino oishii tempura o tabemashita. I ate delicious tempura. Kino oishii tempura o tabemashita. So tempura, if you don't know, it's a fried delicacy of Japan, which is very, very popular. So vegetables or fish or prawns, these are dipped in a batter of flour and then deep fried. So kino oishii tempura o tabemashita. I ate delicious or tasty tempura. Nani mo tabemasen deshita. So now if you are required to say, I didn't eat anything, how would you say? So still now we were asked questions and then we used to respond in a positive manner directly. But now the answer, our answer could be nothing. So I didn't eat anything or nothing, simply nothing. So in that case, we use nanimo. So nanimo means nothing. I didn't eat anything. Nanimo tabemasen deshita. I didn't eat anything. So this is what nanimo is used for. So nani is what, mo is also if we call them out separately. But when we use them together, then it gives the meaning of nothing. Like daremo, nanimo also requires negative verb. So always remember that along with daremo and nanimo, we have to use the negative verb, that is tabemasen deshita. Tabemasen or tabemasen deshita, depending on if whether it is present tense or past tense. So you cannot use positive verb with nanimo or daremo in a statement, otherwise it will have no meaning. So using positive verb with daremo and nanimo is meaningless. And daremo means no one, nanimo means nothing. Daremo we discussed earlier, nanimo we are discussing today. No one, nothing. So this is the negative aspects of the answers. 何も食べませんでした。昨日何を食べましたか？何も食べませんでした。明日休みです。何をしますか？ Tomorrow is a holiday. What are you going to do? 新しい映画を見ます。I will watch a new movie. So this is adjective atarashi, which means new. Eiga is movie or film. Mimas is the verb, which means to watch. Atarashi eiga o mimas. I will watch a new movie. Now, if you are not going to do anything, so what will you say? Nani mo shimasen. So shimas is the verb to do. Shimasen is I won't do. And nanimo means nothing. So nanimo shimasen means nothing or I won't do anything. So don't think that nanimo means anything. Actually, nanimo means nothing. So this is how it is written in Japanese. So English and Japanese, there are differences. So the structure of the sentence is different. So in English, I won't do anything. In Japanese, it is nanimo shimasen. So you can see the verb is negative here. Here also the verb is negative, won't do, but after that there is anything. But in Japanese, nanimo means nothing. So there are two negative words in the same sentence, but it still gives the negative meaning. Nanimo shimasen. So this is how it is used. So after nanimo, it should be the negative form of the verb always. So interrogative word like dare or nani, when added with mo particle, it gives a negative meaning and the verb changes to a negative verb. That is the negative form of the verb. So tabemas will become tabemasen, tabemashita will become tabemasen deshita, shimas will become shimasen, or shimashita will become shimasen deshita, and so on. Let's take one more example. Kino nani o tabemashita ka? What did you eat yesterday? Nani mo tabemasen deshita. I didn't eat anything. Kesa nani o tsukurimashita ka? So kesa means this morning. So now we will look at some examples for practice purpose. So we will change the time expression. So it was kino, which means yesterday, and there are some verb. There is some verb involved. So we will keep changing this time expression and verb and practice with the changed words. So the first example is kesa nani o tsukurimashita ka? So as you can see, in place of kino, we have kesa now. Kesa means this morning. And tsukurimashita means prepare. So tsukurimas means to cook something or to prepare. It's the verb. So what did you prepare this morning? What did you cook this morning? This is what is asked in this example. In the first example, kesa nani o tsukurimashita ka? The second example is senshu nani o shimashita ka? Senshu, as we have done earlier, it means last week. Nani o shimashita ka? What did you do last week? So this question is, what did you do last week? So if you didn't do anything, then you can say nani mo shimasen deshita. That means I didn't do anything. Tsukurimashita, nani mo tsukurimasen deshita. So the answer will be in that format. Next is yube nani o yomimashita ka? Yube means last evening. Yomimashita means read. What did you read last evening? So if you didn't read anything, you have to say nanimo yomimasen deshita. Nanimo yomimasen deshita. I didn't read anything. Or I read nothing. Then we have yoru nani o nomimashita ka? Yoru means last night. Nomimashita is drank. So what did you drink last night? Yoru nani o nomimashita ka? What did you drink last night? Nanimo nomimasen deshita. I didn't drink anything. Nanimo nomimasen deshita. Nanimo nomimasen deshita. Now some other kind of example. So here you can see an additional ni particle. So this we have discussed in a previous lesson, when to use ni particle after a time expression. So this example is shumatsu ni doko ikimashita ka? Shumatsu means weekend, that is Saturday and Sunday. So we learned earlier that whenever there is a specific time expression which indicates a specific day of the week or a specific time of the day, then we have to use ni particle after that time expression, which is not the case for the generic time expressions like today, yesterday, day before yesterday. So not like that, but not for that, but for specific time expressions like this weekend or some time or specific day of the week. Ayobi, suyobi, getsuyobi. So for those cases, we have to use the ni particle since those are specific times or specific days. So shumatsu ni doko e ikimasu ka? That means where did you go last weekend? This is the meaning. Where did you go? Doko e ikimashita ka? Where did you go last weekend? Similarly, rokuji ni nani o shimashita ka? What did you do at 6 a.m. or 6 o'clock? What did you do at 6 o'clock? You can say nani mo shimasen deshita. Nani mo shimasen deshita. I didn't do anything. Or this can be in the present tense also or future tense also. In fact, rokuji ni nani o shimasu ka? That is, what will you do at 6 a.m.? You are getting up. So what will you do after getting up so early? Another example, Yasumi no hi. So these also we had discussed earlier. So Yasumi no hi means off day or holiday. So since off day is a specific day, so it should be followed by a ni particle. Yasumi no hi ni nani o shimashita ka? That means what did you do on your off day? So you can say nani mo shimasen deshita. I didn't do anything. Now Yasumi no hi ni doko e ikimasu ka? That means where will you go on your off day? Or where will you go on your day off? Yasumi no hi ni doko e ikimasu ka? Where will you go? Tomodachi no uchi e ikimasu. I will go to the friend's house. I am going to a friend's house. Tomodachi no uchi. That means friend's house. E ikimasu. Now, if you are not going anywhere, then you will say doko e mo ikimasen. So this is what doko e mo is. So nani mo was for some other for verbs which were not motion verbs, but for motion verbs like ikimas, kaerimas, kimas, or modorimas, we have to use the doko interrogation and also the a particle, and it was o particle for those previous cases. So here we cannot say nanimo ikimasen because nanimo means nothing. Here we need an expression that would mean nowhere. So for that we have to use dokoemo. So dokoemo ikimasen. I am not going anywhere. Like daremo and nanimo, dokoemo also requires negative verb. So just like daremo and nanimo, dokoemo is also used with the negative verb. So dokoemo ikimasen. So daremo is no one, nanimo is nothing, dokoemo is nowhere. And using positive verb with dokoemo is meaningless, just like it is meaningless with daremo and nanimo. And here one thing to be observed that there is the a particle in between doko and mo. Earlier it was directly nanimo or daremo. There was no particle in between, but here there is the a particle in between doko and mo, and this is nothing but the a particle which is associated with the ikimas. So this particle, it takes the position before mo. So this is how it is there in the Japanese grammar. So it will not be dokomoe ikimasen. You might think that it should be dokomo e ikimasen, but that is not the case in reality. It's the doko emo ikimasen. So this is very, very important, and you should be careful to place the a particle before mo and not after mo. So doko emo, daremo, nanimo, doko emo. Yasumi no hi ni furui jinja ikimashou ka? So what does that mean? Yasumi no hi is the off day. Furui is an adjective which means old. Jinja means a shrine. That is a Japanese temple or Japanese shrine. Ikimashoka, let's go. So shall we go? So if it is just ikimasho, that means let's go. And ikimashoka means shall we go? So shall we go to an old shrine on our day off? Yasumi no hi ni furui jinja ikimashoka? Hai, so shimasho. Yes, let's go or let's do that. Shimasho is let's go. So if the answer is ikimasho, then it's let's go. If it is so shimasho, then let's do that. So shimasho is an expression that implies what you are saying, that is what the speaker is saying. The listener is agreeing to that and is agreeing to do that thing what the speaker is saying or suggesting to get done. So Yasumi no hi ni furui jinja ikimashou ka? Shall we go to an old shrine on our day off? Hai, so shimashou. Let's do that. So next topic of discussion in today's lesson is do desu ka. Do desu ka is how about it, or what do you think about it? So this we have learned earlier also in one of the lessons, but we shall look at it one more time to have a better understanding of this concept. So here you can see it's written doko e ikimashou ka, where shall we go? Doko e ikimashou ka, where shall we go? Bijutsukan wa do desu ka? So here the do desu ka comes. So the answer to the first question is also a question since it ends in ka. So this is also a question. So the listener, the speaker first said doko e ikimashou ka. So he is asking where shall we go? The listener replies bijutsukan wa do desu ka. That means the listener is not giving an exact answer or solution to the question, but he is asking another question, just uh, expecting his views on what he is proposing. So, Bijutsukan wa do desu ka means how about an art museum, or what do you think about an art museum? So, shall we go to an art museum? What do you think about it? So, to give that meaning, do desu ka is used. So, how about, or what is your opinion about an art museum? Bijutsukan is the art museum. Similarly, we can use do desu ka to express how is it going. If something, if a work is going on, then you can ask about the progress of that work using do desu ka. For example, Nihongo no benkyou wa do desu ka? Nihongo no benkyou means the study of your Japanese. So how is your Japanese studies going on? How is your Japanese study going? Nihongo no benkyou wa do desu ka? So the answer can be daijobu desu, that it's fine. Or you can also say omoshiroi desu, it's interesting. So whatever be the answer, uh, it would answer the question, how is your Japanese study going? So remember that do desu ka means how about, or what do you think about it, or what is your opinion about it, and not about the actual quality of something. For example, sushi wa do desu ka, it means how about eating sushi, and not how is the sushi. So if someone specifically asks you about how about the taste of sushi, then you can say that sushi is oishi, or like that. Otherwise, if sushi wa do desu ka, if it's an independent question, that means how about sushi, or yeah, depending on the context of the question, the answer will vary for do desu ka. So here is one exercise for you where there are two columns. The first one is the question dash wa do desu ka, and on the right side the answer dash des, and the options are all adjectives. So the first one is gakko wa do desu ka? That means how is this school? Then kanji wa do desu ka? Kenkyu wa do desu ka? Kenkyu means research. Nihon no uchi wa do desu ka? Nihon no uchi means a Japanese house, or a Japanese traditional house. Similarly, Nihon no tabemono, that is the Japanese food. So you can relate each of these with one of the adjectives from this column. So the simple one, Nihon no tabemono, oishi, tasty. So Japanese food is tasty. Then Nihon no uchi wa do desu ka? It's convenient. Benri. Benri means convenient. So Japanese traditional house is very, very efficient, or it's convenient. And then we have these three remaining, gakko, kanji, and kenkyu. So omoshiroi is interesting. So you can pick on your own whether school is interesting or kanji is interesting. Then we have taihen, we have muzukashi. These are for difficult and hard. Like the taihen is hard, muzukashi is difficult. So you can pick any of these because all three can be used for all of these three. So depending on how you feel, if you find kanji interesting, then you can relate kanji with omoshiroi. So kanji omoshiroi desu, kanji wa omoshiroi desu, or omoshiroi kanji desu. So here, Benri, Taihen, and yes, Benri and Taihen, these are na adjectives. So Benri na Nihon no uchi and Taihen na kanji, or Taihen na kenkyu desu. You have to use the na in between the adjective and the noun. So now let's take a look at a conversation. Very, very interesting conversation, and you will learn many things if you do this conversation carefully. Senshu no party wa do deshita ka? 賑やかなパーティーでした。会場はどうでしたか？有名なタージホテルでしたよ。そうですか。本田さん来ましたか？いえ、来ませんでした。でも、安倍さん来ましたよ。一人で？いえ、会社の友達と一緒に来ました。パーティーで美味しいものを食べましたか？たくさん美味しいものを食べました。いろいろな人にも会いました。So, this was a conversation between, as you can see, Tanaka-san and Suzuki-san. So, let's repeat this conversation one more time for your listening experience. 先週のパーティーはどうでしたか？賑やかなパーティーでした。会場はどうでしたか？有名なタージホテルでしたよ。そうですか。本田さん来ましたか？いいえ、来ませんでした。でも、安倍さん来ましたよ。一人で？いいえ、会社の友達と一緒に来ました。パーティーで美味しいものを食べましたか？たくさん美味しいものを食べました。いろいろな人にもありました。いろいろな人にも会いました。So now let's look into this conversation line by line. Tanaka-san says, 先週のパーティーはどうでしたか? That means, how was the party last week? Senshu means last week. So here, although we have written pa-chi in katakana, so nowadays T is also introduced, so both holds good. So either it is pa-chi or pa-ti, it's the same thing in katakana. Senshu no party wa do deshita ka? How was the party last week? So here we have used do deshita ka. Similarly, like in the same way as we use do deshka, this is the past tense do deshita ka. How was it? Do deshita ka means how was it? Senshu no party wa do deshita ka? How was the party last week? Nigiyaka na party deshita. Now there is an adjective nigiyaka, and since it is a na particle, so there will be na in between the adjective and the noun. So nigiyaka na party means it was a lively party. It was a very happening party. So here we apply the na syllable. Then Tanaka-san says, Kaiju wa do deshita ka? So this is now his next question. Kaiju wa do deshita ka? Kaiju means venue. So how was the venue? What was the venue like? So this is the meaning of that question. So first was how was the party? The second question is how was the venue where the party was held? So to this Suzuki-san replies, Yumei na Taj hoteru deshita yo. Yumei is again an adjective, a noun adjective which means famous or popular. So the famous Taj hotel, it was at the famous Taj hotel. Yumei na Taj hoteru deshita yo. So again, we are using the yo particle to emphasize the answer or to give some kind of excitement. And here, deshita yo, hoteru deshita, and ni arimashita. Both are applicable. Both can go in this situation. So, yumei na Taj hoteru deshita yo or yumei na Taj hoteru ni arimashita. Ni arimashita yo. Then we have so desu ka? Honda-san kimashita ka? That means, oh, I see. Or is it so? Did Mr. Honda come? Iie, kimasen deshita. Demo, Abe-san kimashita yo. So this means, no, he didn't come. That is, Mr. Honda didn't come. Demo. Demo means but. So this is another application of mo along with the de particle. So both de and mo are used here, which means but. And in the last lesson, we had learned that there is another word kedo. So kedo and demo both are used for expressing but or however, although, these kind of meanings, but there are certain differences between the two, which we will see in a future lesson, because if we start discussing that, it will become very complicated because there are confusing concepts pertaining to these two, the usage of these two, demo and gedo. So for now, just remember demo means but, and it is used to join these two sentences. So ie kimasen deshita, demo abe-san kimashita yo. Honda-san didn't come, but Abe-san did. Hitori de, alone. Hitori de means alone. So hitori means one person. So as we have learned this one in a recent lesson on the counter nin. So one person is hitori, two persons futori, three persons sannin. So like that, it's the counter nin. So one person means hitori, and if you add de after that, then it would mean alone. Hitori de means did he come alone? Ie. Kaisha no tomodachi to ishshoni imashita. To ishshoni. So to ishshoni is the expression that we learned recently. So we have applied it here. So kaisha no tomodachi. Kaisha means office. Tomodachi means friends. That means no, he came along with his office friends. So to ishshoni means with or together. He came together with his office friends. Party de oishii mono o tabemashita ka? Was there, did you eat something delicious at the party? Party de oishimono. So now as you can see here, we have used the de particle. So earlier we had learned that de particle is used to represent the means. That is, empitsu de kakimasu. That means I write with pencil. Or densha de ikimasu. I go by train. So de particle was used to connect the means of transport or the means or the thing with which a work is done, or the means of transport by which someone goes somewhere. Here we are connecting the place with the noun. That means here its party is being connected with the delicious food using the de particle. Party de oishimono. And if I say I sleep in my room, then it will be here de nemasu. Watashi wa here de nemas. I sleep in my room. So the room is the place and sleep is the verb, or yeah. So party de oishimono o tabemashita ka? Did you eat something delicious at the party? So de particle is used to connect the place of something that happens with the noun or the verb. Suzuki-san replies, Taksan oishii mono o tabemashita. Iro iro na hito ni mo aimashita. So what does that mean? I ate a lot of delicious food. So taksan is the adjective again. Taksan means a lot. Oishimono. Taksan oishimono, a lot of delicious food. And iro iro is many. Iro iro means many. Iro iro na hito means a lot of different kind of people. Iro iro means a lot of. Iro iro na hito means a lot of different kind of people. Nimo aimashita. So now you can see the usage of nimo. So nimo means and also. Nemo, the meaning of that comes here. Also, I met a lot of different people. So here the original meaning, the fundamental meaning of the mo particle is applied here. That means also. And ni is added to that. Ni is for the aimashita. Iro iro na hito ni aimashita. But if we want to add also, then mo also gets added here. So iro iro na hito ni mo aimashita. Aimashita is to meet. Aimas is the verb which means to meet. As we say at the end of the lesson, mata aimasho. So aimasho is the same thing. It's the let's meet. Mata aimasho, let's meet again. And aimashita means I met. So taksan oishii mono o tabemashita. Iro iro na hito ni mo aimashita. I ate a lot of delicious food and also met a lot of different people. Now, as you can see here, taksan and iro iro. So both mean many, a lot of. So a lot of delicious food, taksan oishimono, and a lot of different people, iro iro na hito. So what is the difference then? Why couldn't we use taksan at both the places or iro iro at both the places? The reason is both taksan and iro iro may mean many. However, iro iro na means many kinds, while taksan means a lot of one kind of things. So since he is talking about meeting a lot of different kinds of people, so iro iro is used there instead of taksan. And since he is talking about the delicious food and he is talking about the quantity of the food, that's why taksan is used. I ate a lot of delicious food. And so the food is represent, although there could be different items in the food menu, but while replying, he is considering the all the food items as a single entity, and he is talking about the quantity, that I ate a lot of delicious food and also met a lot of different kinds of people. That's why taksan for food and iro iro for people. So the concept of Nemo should be should be understood very carefully. So if we don't use and here also here, then it will be iro iro na hito ni aimashita. There will not be any mo particle. Since we have written also, so ni will be followed by mo. So this is the place where mo has to be inserted. Iro iro na hito ni mo aimashita. So it will not be iro iro na hito mo ni aimashita. No, it will be first ni and then mo. So this is the placing. Just for example, doko emo ikimasen. So similarly, iro iro na hito ni mo aimashita. So mo is always after the particle, whether it is doko emo or whether it is nimo. So this has to be very carefully studied and remembered. So there are small nuances and things. So that's why we called out each of these in this lesson, so that these are understood and kept in mind for grammar. So friends, that's all for today.